Hi guys, and welcome to another P&Q. I can't believe it's Monday again already. It's a pretty miserable looking Monday out my window right now. And my window, this camera angle is right over there. So right behind you. I've only got one email this week, but I've got a few more comments from you guys what you left last week, so that's cool. So you can talk about that. I was going to do like a sort of mini update stroke announcement as well. I'll incorporate into this one as well. So some of you may have noticed I've got on board with Twitter now, and I'm trying to be more active on Google Plus. So I'm trying to get more exposure for my channel, basically. So if I go on Twitter and Google Plus, and then eventually, I mean, I've got a page on Facebook as well, but if I can get more exposure, get more subscribers is ultimately what I'm after. I want more subscribers so I can reach a greater audience. 'Cause, at the moment, at the time of recording, I'm on just over 200 subscribers. I'd like to get a few more so I can expand my audience. That way I can learn more from them, because I learn an awful lot from you guys at various points, and the more subscribers I have, apart from making me feel good, means the more I get to learn, and I'm all for that. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through the comments you left last week first, and then I'm going to read the email I had, which was early on in the week. Don't need any glasses at this distance. It's different camera angles. I'm always trying different things with my camera angle, you may have noticed. And I'm kind of settling on this one for things like this. Although that's not to say it's going to stay like this all the time. I'm going to be changing it up as well. I've got it on manual focus as well, so if I'm a little bit out of focus, do apologise for that. Yeah, got more to come. I'm super excited for the beginning of another week. Another week of hobby time. Yes. What can I get done this week? Brilliant. I am blown away and so impressed by what some of you guys are doing, and some of the challenges you're taking part in, and it's just awesome. I don't know how you do it. It's mind blowing. It really is mind boggling. Anyway, if you're new to the show, this is the question and answer series where you ask questions, I answer them, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell, really. So, but there's two factors here. If you want to leave a comment, have it read out, or a question, just pop it in the comment section below. If you want to do that, but remain anonymous, just send me an email at miniwarzone@gmail.com. Again, I'll leave a link in the video description below this video, which I always do, and you can email your thoughts to me now. Just put on it P&Q question or P&Q comment at the top, which most of you do anyway, but sometimes it's a little bit confusing as to whether it's intended for this or it's intended to be personal. I should have thought about that first before I started it all. But anyway, there we are. We're going to start with Idic Beer, who says, "Haha, I knew it. I have done the same, but not as much as you did. Always good to settle something when the children can't agree on. Lol." And he's talking about dice. I use dice to decide everything in my life. If you don't know what we're talking about, then just watch last week's show. My question this week is that Eldrad on your painting desk? It looks like it. Which Eldar Craft World colours do you like the best? Well, no, it wasn't Eldrad, as you discovered on my one of my other videos, I believe. No, it wasn't Eldrad. Which Eldar Craft World colours do you like? I don't know enough about them for specific colour schemes, I'm afraid, but I do like the oranges. I mean, I love the oranges that Steve from Mini Wargaming used to paint his Eldar army with. That was just awesome. They were brilliant. They were breathtaking. I thought, whoa, that is an army. Instantly fell in love with it. You know, if I could have it in my collection instantly, then I would have done. You know, it's just brilliant, totally brilliant. So oranges, but I don't know if that's a proper Eldar Craft World colour. Sorry. Crew Orange Silicus. Mike. As always, nice vid. My question, and this is a hard one. For me anyway. Schwarzenegger or Stallone? Why, that's... Oh, man. For someone of my age, going back to that era, Schwarzenegger or Stallone, that's difficult. And for me, they both hold such good memories of the films they've made over the years, especially from, you know, going back when I was younger. And to be fair, they've both made bloopers as well, ones that haven't been so good, but they've done some stunning films. But I would have to say, overall, I would have to choose Stallone. And my reason for this is because he tends to run a more, I don't know, emotional storyline, one that tugs at the heartstrings. He's good at that, and it's easier to invest yourself in the characters and the whole fantasy world that is in the movie, you know. Whereas Schwarzenegger's been more just, you know, watch him shoot and blow stuff up and all that kind of good stuff, which is good, don't get me wrong, I enjoy that, I thoroughly enjoy that, but overall, Stallone's got just a slight edge. So I hope that is okay. WG Revival says, +1 for legible dice, no marble, no metal, no novelty dice. I want to see what you've rolled, even with my middle-aged knackered eyes. Yes, and I totally know what you're talking about there, because when I went to Salute, I went to the dice, like one of the dice stands. So many dice there, but you couldn't. A lot of them you couldn't see what they were reading, or what they were saying on the face. The dice are so intricate, the designs and so on. So I know what you're saying. It's difficult to read some of them. I just like good old-fashioned plain dotty dice, preferably, or if it's like, you know, anything else, the numbers are fine. Fine for me, works for me. Sponge Murphy says, "Hey Matt, only found your P&Q videos now. Where have you been?" Right, I've got quite a few on there now, so, and it's every week without fail. And if I think I'm not going to be able to record on the Monday, I'll do it on like the Friday or one of the other days, but I will do it. Always up. Simple question for you, what's your favourite fantasy model? Keep it up. Fantasy model. Well, fantasy offers such a huge variety of awesomeness. I don't know. I think overall, I mean, GW for me make the finest models in the world, bar none. I think fantasy models are slightly better even than the 40k ones, to be truthful. And if I could afford to get into Warhammer Fantasy big time, I would. I've got a small collection of fantasy models which I'm gradually building up, so it's going to have to be a gradual process on the fantasy side, but and I've got some lizard men, but I'd love to get into dwarves. Favourite fantasy model from what I've seen, I like Nagash. I like the ancient treemen. They look good. Looks well cool. I think the favourite one I've seen is it the Glotkin, the big blobby ogre-ish type guy. The Glotkin. Yeah, he looks like my you know, he always stands out for me. The Glotkin, the big blobby guy, and there's a big giant as well. I don't know what he's called, but yeah, that's my favourite fantasy ones. And for infantry, I like the dwarves. Mark Senior. So this is the last comment that was left last week. So Mark Senior, I think this is the first time you've commented as well. So for all you first time commenters, welcome. He says, how many of each range / type of paints do you have? Well, as you probably can guess, I've got Games Workshop paints. Just pick one up at random. As you can guess, I've got Games Workshop paints, and they come in, obviously they come in the base paints, the layer paints, textures, the specialty ones, technical they're called, Blood for the Blood God, an example there, or Nerdwall's Rock. Shades, washes, edge highlighters, dry paints. Apart from the edge highlighters, of which I've only got a few, I've got all of them, every single one, the whole range. I've got every GW paint and a few of the edge highlighters because they are the same as the dry paints, and you can mix and water them down, the dry paints, thin them down to the same consistency. You know, I can prove that on camera at some point if needed. Because it's the edge highlights and the dry paints, they're just two different techniques of achieving the same result, which is ultimately a very fine highlight. So yeah, I've got all those. I've got some Privateer Press paints. I've just got a box set of those, not many, about 6. I've got some Vallejo Model Air paints, about a dozen of those or so. I've got some Army Painter, Game Colour. I wouldn't like to say Model Colour is another one I have a few of. Model Colour. And I've got a couple of box sets of like infantry paints. I've got a Zombicide painting set from Army Painter. I've got, and in my storage over there, I've got some cheaper paints, acrylic still. And some of them are you can use in air brushes and so on. So many, and plus I've got all the, oh dear me, all the aerosols and primers, and I've got airbrush primers, and I've got Vallejo washes and pigments, varnishes of every kind. I've got a few. I couldn't even guess how many I've got. A lot. Anyway, that's all of the comments and questions from people last week. Thank you for leaving your comments and questions. It means a lot to me. I like to read through them. You know, it gets me thinking, gets me talking, gets me interacting, and yeah, it gives me something to look forward to on a Monday. Now on to my one solitary email. I do wonder why some of these are emailed to me, because they're not that bothersome, you know, as to, like, for instance, my email says, "Hi Peter, can I ask of you which is your most favourite series you make on your channel?" Oh, yeah, it's fine, you come to me, you email me, it's anonymous, but I don't see why you'd want to be anonymous on a question like that. But leave them down below, mate. But I'll answer you. Of course I will. I said that. That's my promise. Which is my most favourite series I make at my channel? At the moment, it's On the Bench with Pete. Although, to be truthful, probably doesn't get as many views as some of my other ones. I put more effort and time into On the Bench with Pete than I do most other videos, and it gets not that many views in comparison to something like Q&S or P&Q. I put no effort into it. I just turn on the camera and off I go. Whereas On the Bench, I try and think of topics to talk about whilst I'm painting. I have to set up my paint area, what I'm painting, what I'm going to be using, so I'm not fumbling off camera too much. And I'm trying to keep, you know, example, just trying to keep the model in the camera as I'm painting and have it quite zoomed in. So yeah, there is that as well. But On the Bench Repeat is my favourite, followed close second by this one, P&Q. I love P&Q because I get to respond to my viewers, and I love that. It gives me a sense of purpose, sense of worthwhile, knowing that somebody is actually watching and paying attention, and makes me think, well, can't be all that much rubbish if people are watching my videos. You know, like I said, I've got just over 200 subscribers now. I would like more, because apart from the fact it makes you feel good, and it does, it makes you feel good, I'd love to have more subscribers. I learn from you guys a lot of the time. I'll give you a classic example. Nick from Middick Beer, in one of my videos, you mentioned about the, keeping my brushes up the other way round, because, give you an example, like here, it's got these little plastic caps on, and instead of putting them in my jar upright after I use them and wash them out, instead of keeping that around, because the water gets in the ferrule and knackers them out quicker, which is true. My brushes have lasted a lot longer since using that method and this, but you know, I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for my viewers. I would have carried on doing it the other way. I do put them the other way around, but only when they're new and I haven't used them, or haven't used them in such a long time. Talking about brushes, I've got a couple of the new GW brushes I'm going to be trying out, and I shall let you know my thoughts on those on a later video. So yeah, there is that. But I learn from you guys, and the more audience I have, the more I can possibly learn from that, and I'm all for learning. I want to learn. You know, this hobby gets more and more enjoyable the more you learn, I think. So, but anyway, I'm starting to ramble now. This isn't a ramble video per se, it's a question and answer series video. So I'm going to cut it here. That's my questions for this week. So don't forget, leave your comments, questions down below, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. Just remember to put P&Q at the top of the email, then I won't get confused. I hope you guys have a great week, fantastic week, get some good stuff done, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your efforts and stuff. It takes me a long time to go through all your videos, and some of them I'm starting from the beginning and watching. So it's taken a long time, so I do get around to seeing them eventually. But even on 200 subscribers I've got, and I subscribe to more than that. I subscribe to about 300 different channels, so I go through each of them, and it's difficult to keep up. Some of them some of you post a lot more regularly than others, so when I put updates on those, like alerts to let me know when you do, so I can go there and I'll watch that first. But other than that, it takes me ages to get through them all. So, but don't worry, if I'm subscribed to you, I will be watching your videos. Of that, you can believe. I guarantee it. So, I don't know why I'm rambling a lot. You know? I'm just sat here rambling. So I've got to cut this video short, otherwise I'll never get any painting done, and I want to get some stuff done, other stuff done. I want to get this one uploaded as well. I'll see you guys on the next video, and remember guys, all brushes lead to war. See you on the next video. Cheers for now.